Nintendo is enhancing tons of games on the Switch too. We got Tears of the Kingdom, Kirby Forgotten Land, Mario Party, and not even just upscaling visuals or bumping up the frame rates, but adding content. And you know what? I'll do the same thing. It's just lame to hear, I want it to look better. We all want our games to look better. And plus, there are already games like Sonic and Shadow Generations, Hogwarts Legacy, and I think Gungrave, where it's just visual upgrades, that's it. And let me know down in the comment section below, what are some games that you want enhanced from Switch 1 to Switch 2? This is gonna make sense later, I promise. And I really wanna get the obvious ones out of the way first. You got Witcher 3, Minecraft.
What'd you say about Minecraft?
The GTA Definitive Trilogy. But what I think desperately deserves the enhancement treatment far more than those is the Batman Arkham Trilogy. Now with the Batman games, it's mainly Arkham Knight that we want enhanced, for obvious reasons. But I'd also love to see Arkham Origins added to this collection too. Okay, so like an editor's note, I didn't realize that this Switch Arkham Trilogy is actually the only place to get all the DLC content that's bundled around across the different versions in one package. What? Which is so strange. And like, can we just get it all updated so each version has everything? Dude, Rocksteady, I don't get you, man. How do you make some of the greatest single player experiences ever in gaming and then give us probably the worst live service game? You make no sense. I think it would be so sick to have like some weapon sets or armor from Metroid Prime into Doom. Oh, come on. You know that would go so hard. I know it's a bit of a stretch, but hey, if anything, just maybe add some mouse controls or something. And you know what's even more sick? Joining my free Discord down below. This is literally one of the best groups a content creator like me could have ever asked for. This group is nothing but sheer loyalty and respect. I genuinely love you guys. My main goal is to get as many people as I can close to God. And dude, I wouldn't even have this group if it weren't for God. So glory goes to God, all to God. Like I said, free down below in the description box and in the pinned comment. But anyways, let's go back to the video. The fact that all three of these games run as well as they do on a Switch is not a skill. Dude, that's a testament to sheer willpower. So this one's kind of tricky. All I want besides a visual upgrade is just crossplay. That's it. EA updated their PC launcher so that way it's not able to run on Linux. So RIP to anybody playing on a Steam Deck or a Linux PC. I just want to play this game in HD on a handheld. That's it. With other people, mind you, and I feel like crossplay could completely save Battle for Neighborville. I also find it very strange I need an EA account to play this game online and no version of it supports crossplay or cross-save. All right, so deep breath, everybody. World War Z has crossplay, but not on Switch. And you know what? I totally get it. PC, Xbox, PlayStation, all these beefy platforms would be bogged down online by the Switch's performance. But, dude, still, even with audio more crunchy than a Nature Valley bar, and like N64 visuals, this game is fun. For Switch 2 version, we definitely need crossplay, and I would love to get the DLC also. And they even added Las Vegas. I know this is definitely not happening, but imagine an amusement park. Think like Universal Super Nintendo World, just mowing down hordes of zombies. That would be freaking awesome. I think it would also add a good amount of diversity in the maps for World War Z, because if you look at them, they're just like run down cities. Like, this is lame, you know? I know they added Las Vegas, but like an amusement park I'm so set on would be cool. I'll be honest, Dying Light, there's really not much to add. Visuals, fix the controls, give us a mouse mode, but still the game runs pretty well on Switch. And this is hands down one of, if not the most unique shooter I've ever played. It's already on the Switch, but it's stuck on the 2020 launch version. Meanwhile, on Xbox, PlayStation, Steam, it's on a whole nother level. And there's crossplay. So here's my pitch to Hypercharge Unboxed. Bring it up to date, add crossplay. Okay, you know what? What I said about World War Z not having crossplay on Switch and how that's forgivable, no it's not. If Apex, Fortnite, Fall Guys can all have crossplay with Switch and the other platforms, there's no excuse for World War Z, mouse mode, and a brand new Horde mode where you fight off against the NFC Toys to Life figures like Amiibo. And I know it wouldn't actually be Nintendo IP, but something like Video Game Toys Attack has a ton of premise. I don't know, imagine like the Toys to Life figures like Disney Infinity, Skylanders, all emerging out of their containers that they're just collecting dust in, attacking the toys. I think that would fit the vibe of Hypercharge Unboxed perfectly. Starlink Battle for Atlas is one of the most criminally underrated games I've ever played. I got the full bundle with the toy, figure, map, all for $5 one Black Friday. And say whatever you will about Ubisoft, and yeah, a lot of it's rightfully deserved. When they slash prices, they slash prices. And the Switch version is the best version of this game because it's got exclusive Star Fox content. In this game, you could travel through space, land on planets seamlessly with like no loading screens, with tech comparable to 2005 hardware. Meanwhile, the LEGO Skywalker Saga can't even do that on a PS5. And so for my pitch of this, we get rid of the toy entirely. It should be built into the game like a menu, like where you could hot swap all the weapons, because that's how you do it with the toy. You physically swap the weapon on the toy. It's very confusing and weird, and it kind of breaks the game. You can't even like progress through the game if it gets enough damage. Think of it a menu where you just swap parts like in Assassin's Creed or Minecraft. That would add so much tension to the game. It's like, oh my God, what do I do? Pick a weapon, boom, you got it. I think that would just do a really good job of keeping the pace of the game and not breaking up the tension. That's exactly what Disney Infinity did on Steam with the gold editions. They know no one is gonna keep that hardware around, so they just baked it in the game and it's a menu. All right, I have glazed Immortals Fenyx Rising dozens of times. I love this game. The Steam Deck already shows how well it would run on a handheld, so imagine playing that on a Switch 2, which is more powerful than a Steam Deck. So you got some Immortals Fenyx Rising DLC for me? Yes, sir, I do. Originally, Immortals Fenyx Rising was supposed to be a Switch exclusive called Gods and Monsters. So why didn't Ubisoft collaborate with Nintendo to make some kind of Kid Icarus tie-in? That would have fit so well. Both of these games are really funny. Bro, this has to be one of the biggest missed opportunities Ubisoft has ever pulled. All right, so the existing DLC that we have for Immortals is really bad. And dude, having an awesome DLC crossover with Kid Icarus and Immortals Fenyx Rising, that could have brought these dead franchises back to life. Easy. And bro, we were so robbed from Immortals Fenyx Rising 2. That would have been like a Wind Waker, Elden Ring mashup. Oh, that sucks. Kid Icarus has nothing going on, and Ubisoft has already used Star Fox for their Starlink game, which I was just talking about a minute ago. So why this never happened is just beyond me. Star Fox is even more popular than Kid Icarus. This is just a sheer missed opportunity, bro. All right, so I know Skater XL seems like a weird pick, but this has a Switch exclusive bundle. That's gotta be worth something. And honestly, I think it'd be so sick to skate around the maps from like Splatoon or Dragon Drive. I used to skate as a kid. I love skating. Dude, I remember when The Amazing Spider-Man 1 was coming out and he had a skateboard. I'm like, no way, he's just like me. Yeah, that's dorky as hell, but dude, I own that. So again, besides the visuals, because this game is pretty ugly, maybe some like Splatoon, Dragon Drive collab maps. That'd be fun. Dude, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4 have Doom Guy and Master Chief in it. This is not too far-fetched. This one's a little weird. Okay, Sonic Frontiers tried to go the Breath of the Wild route and didn't really stick the landing. The graphics are pretty good, but on the Switch, it looks pretty bad. So I just tried Sonic Frontiers actually for the first time on my Steam Deck, and yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that's a little rough around the edges. But you know, once you like tweak the settings a bit, you get it playable. It's kind of hard to read whatever's on screen, but it's playable, all right? Better than it is on Switch. And if Sonic and Shadow Generations doesn't give people an upgrade path from Switch 1 to Switch 2, can you just give it to Sonic Frontiers? So here's my fun idea. Add Link's tunics to Sonic. No, really. They showed off how Sonic would look with Link's tunic in the Skyward Sword art style, and this is beautiful. Sonic Lost World had Zelda DLC where you actually got to wear this, and because you can't get the Wii U version anymore, it's lost to time. So I think adding that to Sonic Frontiers in some way would be a really good way to preserve this DLC. And bring back the Yoshi Island content, man, that was so cool. Why does Nintendo do this? I just want all of this content back so that way it's not lost to time. And the best part, developers wouldn't really have to do anything new, just kind of repurpose their old stuff. Of course, they'd have to make it run in a game engine and all that, but I feel like the heavy lifting is already kind of done at that point. But a big shout out to Nintendo for shutting down the Wii U and 3DS eShops. That was great. All that content is gone, except for a money launderer who preserved it all. This kind of content would be cherished by autistics everywhere that hyperfixate on preserving game content because it can get lost. We remember this stuff, man, like we care. But let me know down below, what's a Switch 1 game you want to see enhanced on the Switch 2? And really quick, if you want to see why handheld is the future of gaming, click on your screen right now.